Just about one more minute left before we get going. If you're just coming on, you'll be needing some props for today. Those props include 2 yoga blocks or canned goods, maybe a sturdy stool, a towel, and an exercise mat, if you have one, or yoga mat. We'll go ahead and get going. I'm Tonya, and this is a comeback yoga class, level 2, meant for strength and stability. Remember, with all of our comeback yoga classes is that you do what you can and just start where you are. If you need to take a break, if you want to increase intensity or decrease intensity, you always want to be able to track sensations. So really be present with your breath. Be aware of whatever is coming up in your body that you might need to stop, take a break, or increase it. And know that my body's not going to look like yours, or yours isn't going to look like mine. So when we take on these shapes in our practice, is that if you get overwhelmed or if it feels too much, too intense, then take a break, slow it down, and do what you can. All right. You're going to need a couple of yoga blocks today if you have yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can grab a couple of canned goods and a towel and a yoga mat or an exercise mat. And we will go ahead and get started. This level 2 class today, we're going to be working with some strength building and really the whole body today, including some work on the floor. We'll be doing some standing work and then back down to the mat with about a 5 to 10 minute meditation at the end. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. You could be sitting on that towel. You could be sitting on a cushion. You could be sitting on a chair, or if you prefer to lie down, you can do that as well. I'd like to introduce you today to a breath called victorious breath. This breath we're going to be using throughout our practice today to help build stability and increase awareness throughout our practice today, throughout the physical work that we're doing. So this breath is called victorious breath. Some people say that it sounds like the ocean. It can also sound sort of like a soft focus or soft breath at the back of the throat. And the way that we learn this breath, and if you know it, you can start to begin it already. But we're going to take a hand and bring it in front of the mouth. You're going to open up your mouth, and as you breathe in, you can maybe breathe in through the nose or the mouth. And as you breathe out, you're going to breathe up against the hand, just like you're fogging a mirror. It's a slow exhalation. You feel that moisture on the hand. Let's do that a couple more times. Breathing in through the nose, if your sinuses are clear, and exhale out through the mouth. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Good. Now release the hands to the lap, and sometimes that breath initially can make us feel a little bit maybe dizzy. So just take a moment, sense any tingling in the body. And sitting up tall. Now, if again your sinuses are clear, we're going to breathe in through the nose. This time you're going to close your mouth, just a little tight seal of the lips, and imagine you're fogging up the mirror, but do it with a soft jaw and the lips closed. So if you haven't begun already, go ahead and begin. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling. Kind of imagining that fogging up with those lips closed. You want to sit tall. You want to be relaxed in the shoulders, tall in the spine. And if you're doing it on your back, same thing. Relaxing into the body. Let's take 2 more rounds together. Inhaling, feeling the width of your body, the length of your body, and exhaling. So there's a slight audible sound, sounds like the ocean. Inhaling, Exhaling. Good. And now just come to a natural breath. Your gaze can be open or closed, and just see if you can feel that warmth, the generated with that breath, and that inner awareness, the sensing of our body. And it might have even caused maybe a little bit of peace or a little stillness in the body, a little quiet in the mind. What else did you notice with that breath? And you might notice that your next couple of breaths, you might start to practice that a little bit softer. So if you were in a room with some other people, they might even hear that slightly. The person's, 6 or 8 feet away from you, they might be able to hear that ever so slightly. It doesn't have to be too loud, just a real soft exhalation. All right. Good. So we're going to continue to invite that in today in our steady and stability class today. We're going to go ahead and come down onto our back and have your props close by, your towel and your blocks or your canned goods. So lying on down, placing those feet about hip distance apart. Take a big inhale and maybe exhale. Have that exhale out through the mouth. Or if you'd like to invite the Ujjayi breath, again here, do so. Inhaling, feeling the surface beneath you. Exhaling. Let's take 3 more rounds. If you'd like to slow that exhale down, finding ease all the way to the very end of the exhale. 2 more times. Inhaling, feeling the surface beneath you, maybe the backs of the shoulders touching, maybe the elbows, the palms, and then exhaling. Start to feel how the body moves with the breath. You might even notice the more you practice the Ujjayi breath or the victorious breath, that the inhale also starts to become a softer, quieter, victorious, wave-like sound. Good. 1 more breath. Inhale. Feel the width of your body. Length. Exhale. Good. Bring your left knee into your chest with your arms. Squeeze it in. And then roll the ankle around. So our feet are really important in terms of having stability. So we're going to work a little bit with the feet today. And so it's not only important in our yoga practice that we have not only strong but supple feet, so that when we're trying to balance or go up and down stairs or just navigate through life, that we have confidence in our bodies. Send the legs straight up, hold on to the back of the leg here, flexing the foot towards the knee, and then pressing the foot towards the ceiling, but opening up the toes, little movement maybe in the toes. Gonna have yoga toes the more you practice this, just kind of toes moving as much as they will. You might get a cramp. And that's to be expected the more we work with the foot. Okay, bring your knee into your chest. And place that foot down to the ground. Let's bring the other knee into the chest. A little squeezing action to increase digestion there. And roll that ankle around. You'll find, again, maybe over time, depending on the architecture of your foot and if you have any hardware in your foot, that the range of motion may increase even if you have some hardware in the foot or the ankle. Want to keep it supple. All right, straighten your leg to the ceiling. And again, kind of press your foot towards the ceiling and then kind of work some movement in the toes. It's easier to do when you're on your back to do this than when you're maybe standing. But we'll work with this a little bit more. All right, and bring your knee back into your chest. Place both feet down, about in line with your bottom, arms to your sides. Pressing down into the feet, and engage your glutes. Your hamstrings will engage too, and lift the hips. Keep engaging the glutes and the hamstrings. So bring the hips up even just a tiny bit more. And then lower down as you release the glutes. Now take a little step forward with the feet so they're just a little bit in front of the knees. You're going to lift the front of the foot, press down into the heels, engage those glutes and hamstrings. Lift the hips up, push down into the arms, and hold. I know, for 3. Hopefully you didn't get it, Charlie. 2, and 1, lower down, nice work. Can we step it up just a little bit more? Just a little step. This will be the last, well, we have one more distance. Okay, press down into those feet, tone the glutes and the hamstrings, lift the hips up. They may not come up as high because you're further out, push down into those arms. And release down. Of course, you can come down anytime you like. Now let's straighten the legs all the way, push down into those arms. Tone, energize the legs, the glutes, push down into the heels, and you might come up only a hairline, maybe come up a few inches, depending on how much effort you put into this or how big those muscles are. And let's hold. You push down, lifting up towards the ceiling for 3, 2, 1. Okay, lower down. Whew, just try to relax the whole body as much as possible. Good job. Okay, let's walk those feet in. Bring one knee into your chest and then the other. And then the hands come on the knees or the shins with the arms going straight now. And you're going to start to push your hands and knees together. Start to activate the front line of the body now. I'm starting to feel a little bit, you might feel a little bit of shaking. And if you want to add a little bit more intensity, exhale, use that Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale, Ujjayi or victorious breath. 2 more. Pushing the hands and knees together. 1 more time, you got this. Inhale and exhale. Great. And release the feet down. Good. Stretch your arms up overhead and roll onto the side to face the screen. Now here you can have your arm resting on your or under your head, or if you wanted to bring that towel under your head for a little bit more support. We're going to straighten both legs down to the floor. And think about lining your body up along the front edge, the long edge of your mat. And your legs are stacked, the hips are stacked, and the shoulders stacked. So if you're, if you feel yourself kind of rounding forward, just notice that. And start to push down into the outside edge of the whole bottom side of your body. So your legs are engaged, you're pushing down into the long edge of the foot. You might actually start to notice a little bit of engagement in the side waist here. Okay. Now bring your front hand, top hand out in front of you. We're going to lift the leg up, the top leg up. Keep pushing down into the bottom leg. And hold here for 3, 2, 1. Good. Now bring the foot to the upper thigh, or maybe it comes below the knee for tree pose, right? You're probably familiar with this. Okay, now get set up, push the foot and leg together. Maybe the top hand comes up away from the floor, and we can bring it alongside the ear if you like. Keep pushing down into that bottom foot. So we've got tree pose on our side. Keep reaching long, extending long through the arms and legs. That bottom foot is flexed towards the knee, pressing the foot and leg together. You got it. All right, good job. And release, grab your ankle, coming into a quad stretch. If this again causes any, instability, then you can bend your bottom leg. So we're trying to work towards creating stability in our body in all angles. So keep your foot engaged into the hand. You could also use your towel if you weren't on it here. Pushing, energizing the back side of the body as the hips move slightly forward. Good. And release that. Okay, come on to your front side, onto your belly. And you're going to come up onto the forearms, so into a Sphinx pose, the legs long. And look forward, pushing down gently into the forearms. And then energize the forearms and pull them back slightly towards your waistline. Feeling the back energize. Good. And release down. Okay, take one arm kind of at a diagonal. The other arm can just maybe be resting under the head, or it can be at a diagonal as well. We're going to lift that, I'll say your right arm, and then lift the left leg, so opposites. Lifting up, and then lift your head and shoulders. Keep pressing into opposite hand and foot. And exhale, release down, and switch sides. So engage, opposites, lift, reach long, and exhale, lower down. Let's do two more on each side. Inhaling, lifting, energize, reach long. It doesn't matter how high you come up. And exhale, lower down. Maybe find that victorious breath here. Inhale. Exhale. One more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Nice work. Let's take the hands under the head and relax everything along the back of the body. So releasing the muscles of the glutes, the hamstrings, legs, upper back. And hands come under the shoulders, press up to tabletop. Exhale. Bringing those knees underneath the hips. We'll take 5 rounds of cat-cow here. So inhale, look up. Exhale, navel to spine, around looking down at the floor. Finding that victorious breath, inhale. Exhale, energize, navel to spine, back lifts. 3 more, inhale. Maybe you're going at a different pace than I am. You feel it stretch along the back of the body as you engage the front. Last one. Move the hips back to the heels for child's pose. And then we'll take a couple of breaths here. You might find that Ujjayi victorious breath here, or just a natural, soft, easy breath. Right, and press up. We're going to turn around for that sequence on the other side. Coming down, if you were using a towel under your head, grab that towel, place it under the head. So lining your body up against the long edge of your mat. Stacking the knees might feel different here. You're going to stack those hips, the legs, and think of your feet pressing against the wall opposite of you. And again, lining up the body, press down. You might feel the core engage. Put some effort into this to feel the strength of your body. You might even start to get a little shaking. Bring the top hand out in front, engage the outer hip, and lift your leg up. The heel is moving towards the ceiling. Press down into that front hand and the bottom leg. Yeah, that's it. All right, okay. All right, and then bring that knee up to the ceiling. The foot comes either above the knee, below the knee. And you might keep your top hand out in front of you, or you bring the arm overhead for tree pose on your side, side lying tree. Steady in the breath, steady and stable in the body. Good. And then we'll grab that top ankle for a quad stretch, the knee coming down in line with the hip. Shoulders opening, pushing your foot into your hand, or if you needed a strap or towel here. And we'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and release onto your front side. This time, we're going to combine both arms and legs. So we come into a Y position with the arms, and maybe the legs are a little bit wider as well. Get set up here, and when you're ready with your next inhale, we're going to lift the arms and the legs. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Maybe that victorious breath comes in. 2 more times. Inhale, squeeze and lift, lengthen. Exhale, release and lower. Last one. Inhale, reach. And exhale, lower. Nice work. Bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under, and either come to tabletop, or if you're ready for a full plank, press up to plank, or the knees are down. All right, great job. 3 rounds of cat-cow. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Moving the hips back. This time we're going to come into downward facing dog, extending those hips up, extending the legs long, extending the arms long. Hopefully downward dog never felt so good. Take 3 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Broaden the chest. Exhale. Push down into the floor. 2 more. Good. And look forward. Step your left foot between your hands for a low lunge. With your next inhale, twist to the left. And exhale, take your hand down, look forward. Step back, downward dog. Then the knees look forward, the right foot steps forward, low lunge. Inhale, twist to the right. And exhale, hand comes down. Push off, coming into a forward fold. Feet under the hips, or whatever's comfortable, wherever you landed naturally. Hands to the shins. Inhale, flat back, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Release the back, soft back, strong front. Bend the knees, coming into chair pose. Arms come up and wide. Exhale, come to standing as you reach up and lower the arms down. Now finding the base of your big toe, base of little toe, and the center of your heel. Pressing down into the legs and lift your toes. just the front of the foot. Yeah. And then see if you can open the toes nice and wide. And then release the toes down with the opening and spreading of the toes. And just lightly grip the mat with your toes. It's going to lift and activate the arch. Now from here, let's lift the heels ever so slightly. Maybe they come up a lot. Maybe they come up only a little. All right, good. And then lower down. 2 more times. Lifting up on those feet, on those toe mounds. And exhale, lower down. 1 more time. If you need to re-grip, lift up and lower down. Good. Okay. So here we're going to need our yoga blocks or our sturdy canned goods, or if you had a stool. We'll place them the front edge of our mat and bring our feet in between the blocks. Or again, the sturdy stool can just be right out in front of you. If you don't have a sturdy stool, it could be a step ladder, small step ladder. Okay. Bringing the hands to the hips. Step your left leg back and the heel comes down. Warrior 1. Press down into those feet. Inhale, bring your arms up for Warrior 1. And exhale, hold here. You might find that victorious breath here. Find stability. You might be quivering a little bit like I am, maybe a little off balance. That's okay. That's part of the strength and stability. All right. Inhale, straighten your front leg. And then exhale, turn towards the right side of your mat and open the arms for a twist. Pushing down into both legs. 2 more breaths here. Good. And with your next inhale, come back to Warrior 1, bending that front leg. Good. And exhale, hands to the hips, step the feet forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, lower the arms. Hands to the hips. Step your right leg back, Warrior 1. Pushing down. Find stability. Connect your feet to the earth. Connect the part of you that is also made of earth. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, maybe finding that stable, steady, victorious breath. 2 more breaths. Shoulders relaxed. 1 more. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, take the left arm down and around behind you. Reach through the right arm. So reaching in opposite directions here as we push down into the legs. Yeah. Opening up for 2 more breaths. Now bend your front knee, coming into Warrior 1. And exhale, we're going to take the hands down to the prop blocks or the stool and step forward to a fold, releasing the head. Take 2 more breaths. And 1 more. Good. And bending the knees, coming into chair pose. Hips are low and heavy. Feet balanced. And press down to rise. And hands come to heart. We're going to repeat that. And we'll add on just 1 more additional pose. So hands coming to the hips. Stepping your left leg back for Warrior 1. Strong in the legs, strong and tall in the spine. Feel spaciousness in the torso, lifting the top of your head towards the ceiling as you press down. Take the arms up, inhale, and exhale. 2 more breaths here. Engaging the muscles of the legs as you reach up. Good. Now we'll straighten that front leg. On your exhalation, wrap and twist to the right side. Okay, now we're going to reach opposite directions, hugging the muscles to the spine. Reach your left arm forward and then bring it down to one of those blocks, to the shin or to your stool. And turn. Reach that top arm up and hold for 2 more breaths. Victorious breaths right here. Last one. And bring that top hand down, hands to the stool or the blocks, and coming into pyramid for 3 breaths here. 3 victorious breaths. Stability in the body. Long through the spine. Long in those legs. Last one. And stepping forward to your fold. Releasing the head. And a big breath in. And a big breath out. Good. Coming into chair pose. Exhale to stand. Hands to the heart. All right. Second side, final side. Hands to the hips. Step your right leg back. You might nail it the first time. You might not. It's just a practice, right? Lengthen through the spine. Feel your head coming up into the clouds, up to the sky, up to the ceiling as you root down to the legs. One more breath in here. And on your exhale, straighten, turn towards the long edge of your mat. So it's a twist towards the long edge of your mat, reaching out through those arms. Engage your core even here. Make your legs really strong. And then inhale, reach towards the front foot. Maybe the hand comes to the shin. Maybe it comes down to one of those blocks. Taking the top arm up, turn. Turn towards the screen or to the back wall. Push down into the toe mounds of the feet for 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down. Square up the hips for a pyramid. And maybe fold over the leg or keep your torso long and more or less parallel to the floor. Push off, forward fold, releasing head. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows here. Extend long. Bend your knees, hands to the thighs for standing cat-cow. So your feet might come out a little bit wider. And I'll show from the front. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Exhale and round. Let's do 4 or 5 more. Inhale and exhale. You might find that victorious breath. Use the strength of the hands and the arms. Stay low in the legs. Keep going. And last one. Good. And then come all the way up. Great. Our standing balance today is tree pose. So it can be near a wall. You could also have one of your, if you're using blocks, you could also use a block. Okay. So let's find the bottoms of those feet. Toes slightly lifted just initially to find the bottoms of the feet, particularly the toe mounds and the center of the heels. Legs are strong and engaged, just like you did when we were on our side. You're going to slowly shift your weight to one side, and then your foot can come up on the block, come up onto the calf, or can come up above onto the knee. Again, maybe you're using a wall or a sturdy chair or stool here. just like you did when you were on your side, pressing the legs together. And if you wanted the full extension, arms can come up, but if that doesn't feel good to you, then bring the hands to the heart and stay there. Wobbling is going to be part of the strength building and stability. Okay, take 2 more breaths. Good, and then release down. Second side, let's go. Oops, sorry about that. I have these heavy wooden blocks that make a lot of noise. Okay, they're really old style. Okay, so let's lift up those toes slightly, and then just a light gripping of the mat, not a lot, just a gentle pressure. Strong in the legs, reach up to or towards the sky, and shift the weight. Strong legs, foot comes to the calf or thigh. Re-engage the legs, reach your torso taller, more open, more spacious. Find that stability. So we find the density in our lower legs, but we also feel the spaciousness in our upper body. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Great. And then come down. I always have students that could probably stay there for a long time. Sometimes one side is better than the other, and I always need to bring them out of it because they're just, when you've landed it, it's that sweet landing. Okay, let's come down, coming into our forward fold. And now come down onto your knees and find your towel, and you're going to just fold it or roll it. You're going to place it behind the knees here. And I'm going to start out with the heels lifted, and we're going to sit back on the heels. You could also have a block on the heels. You could have the towel and the block on the heels, or one or both or none. And we'll just take 3 breaths here, getting into the bottoms of the feet and the Achilles. Find maybe that soft, victorious breath to help bring stability of mind, stability of body, stability of breath, all integrated. 1 more. Good. And now we're going to point the feet back, so the feet go flat. And if you're using block, you can have the block behind you. You could also just have a pillow here. You're going to bring the towel again behind the knees as we sit back, maybe on the blocks or on a pillow. And here now, our knees can be maybe just a comfortable distance, maybe width of the hips, and toes pointing back. If you can reach your feet, sometimes this elevated hips can make those feet a little too far away, but if you have access to the feet, just kind of give them a little bit of massage here. Just taking the knuckles, kind of massaging the arches, the heels, whatever you can reach. Maybe the whole foot, or might just be the heels. If you can get to the toes, you want to even just give those toes a little love, space between the toes. How often do you really care for your feet? Get to the toe mounds. I know sometimes we don't like our feet for whatever reasons. So we need to take care of them. Say kind words to them because they do a lot for us. All right. And now we're going to come into a little squat. You can still have the towel behind the calves here. And We're going to tuck those toes under and either sit back on the blocks. You could sit on a cushion and taking the feet maybe out in front for this little squat here. And the elbows can come onto the knees or maybe between the knees. Sitting up nice and tall. Slowing that breath down. Maybe finding that victorious breath. Take 2 more breaths. And release. Straighten the legs. And you can either stay sitting on your blocks, maybe that's too high, come down onto one, or just sit on a pillow if you don't have blocks. You could sit on your towel too. We're going to take a forward fold here. So there's a slight bend in the knees. And bring the arms straight up overhead. On your exhalation, reach forward, reach long, and maybe the hands land on the legs, the floor, or if the knees are bent enough, you can bring the hands over the tops of the toes, pull those toes back, keep your chest nice and open, and exhale, come down, maybe a little further, and take 3 more victorious breaths here. With your next inhale, come up and come off of your block. And take your towel and you're gonna have it like so, and then fold it in half. We're gonna bring it underneath, or first of all behind us, and we're gonna come down onto the back. And as you come down, your hips are going to be elevated on that blanket or that towel, I'm sorry. Once you arrive down, bring your left knee into your chest and straighten your right leg down to the floor. Now straighten your leg to the ceiling. Now take your leg just a few inches off to the right, not too far. So get a little stretch in the outer hip. And bring it back through center and take it out slightly to the left, not too far. Keep your bottom leg strong, stable. Come back through center. Place your foot down. And bring your other knee into your chest. Hold on to the back of the leg maybe, or the knee, and straighten your bottom leg. So get a little bit of a lift here from the towel. So it's helping to extend and open, express some sensation on the front of the thigh there, the psoas and the hip flexors. Straighten your leg to the ceiling, maybe holding on behind the calf or the hamstring or the foot. Take it across your torso just a few inches, maybe 12. Just to really feel that along the outside of the buttock more than anything, and the outside of the leg from the knee to the buttock. Bring it back through center to the outside a few inches. Again, just to track sensation, just mild sensation. We're not looking for a lot of sensation here. And that sensation and that experience of sensation is variable and depends person to person, day to day. So come back through the middle. Place that foot down. Keep your hips up on the towel. You might adjust the towel a little bit further down, closer to your bottom. Hard to tell. And so that the hips are slightly elevated, the legs are going to go straight now. And then reach your arms to the wall behind you. It's a big, long stretch. You can even point the feet. And one or two more breaths here. And then bringing the arms down to your sides. Walk the feet in to remove the towel. Take it off to the side. Pause for a moment with the feet on the floor and the knees together. And just kind of windshield wiper the legs side to side now, about 3 to 5 times each side. And then coming to a place of stillness. You could use your towel if you wanted to, behind the knees or under your head for our final relaxation meditation. If you would rather be sitting or lying on your side or in a chair, just assume a position that feels the best for you. I'll be guiding you through a body scan in today's meditation. So welcoming the breath. If you like that ujjayi, you might take that a couple of rounds. Welcoming in the surface beneath you. Welcoming in any sensations. Feeling the stability of your body. Feeling the earth beneath you. And bringing your awareness and your attention to the hinge of your jaw. The roof of your mouth. Your left ear. Your right ear. Your right eye. Your left eye. The top of your head. Your whole head. The inside of your mouth. Your throat. Your left shoulder. Your heart space. Your right shoulder. your right elbow, your right wrist, the right hand. Your right hip, your right knee, your right ankle, your right foot. The left foot, the left ankle, the left knee, your left hip, your torso breathing, your left shoulder, your left elbow, your left wrist, your left hand. Both hands, both arms, both shoulders, your torso, your legs and feet, your torso, your shoulders and arms, the hinges of your jaw, your head. Feel your whole body. Like a wave, your breath moves your body all the way up and all the way down. Your body progressively relaxing, coming to a state of ease, comfort, stability. Take 3 Ujjayi or victorious breaths at your own pace. Sensing if now that victorious breath comes in a little easier, flows out a little regular, softer, a little smoother. Is it easier to bring it in, to feel the sensation in, or is it easier to follow the sensation out? No right or wrong, just notice. Last one. Begin to welcome the surface beneath you, welcoming the sounds within your room or maybe some distant sounds. Welcoming in complete awareness as you welcome in some movement in all parts of your body. And if you happen to be lying down, the knees come towards the chest. And maybe there's a movement side to side. Maybe there's some twisting. And again, if you're lying down, making your way to your side, pausing for just a moment as you begin to bring yourself back to your surroundings and moving into the rest of your day. If you're ready, you can go ahead and meet me in a seated position, either whatever that looks like, feels like to you. Welcome in, maybe continuing to welcome in the quiet of the mind, the quiet of the heart, the quiet of the body, the eyes closed or open. And then welcome the hands in front of the heart into a moment of gratitude for this time together, this space, this breath, this body, the stability, the strength that you garnered today. Be well. My name is Tonya. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll release the hands. And Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization. Love to have your support. And please welcome any comments, suggestions that you might have. Thank you so much for being here today, and glad to guide your practice. Thanks again. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Be well. Thank you, EJ. Take good care.